Marcus stood at the kitchen sink washing dishes from breakfast when his daughter Emma tugged at his worn jacket. "Dad, the hearing is today, right?" He nodded slowly, trying to hide the worry creeping into his eyes. The custody hearing would decide if he could keep Emma with him, or if his ex-wife would take her across the state. 3 years of raising her alone, on a truck driver's salary, had led to this moment. He kissed her forehead and promised he would be home soon. The courthouse was 40 minutes away, and his old pickup coughed and sputtered as storm clouds gathered overhead. Marcus had barely made it 5 miles when he spotted a red sedan pulled over on the shoulder, hazard lights blinking through the increasing rain. A woman in business clothes stood beside it, soaked and frustrated, holding a tire iron, like it was a foreign object. Marcus slowed down. He was already running late, but his mother had raised him better than to leave someone stranded in a storm. He pulled over and stepped out into the downpour. "Need some help, ma'am." The woman turned, and he saw the stress etched on her face. She was maybe mid-50s, well-dressed, but completely out of her element. "My tire blew, and I have somewhere critical to be." Her voice carried authority, even in distress. "I can change it for you." Marcus knelt in the mud, ignoring the cold rain, soaking through his only good shirt. His hands worked quickly loosening lug nuts and positioning the jack. The woman watched in silence, then spoke softly. "You are going somewhere important too. I can tell by the way you are dressed." Custody hearing. The words came out heavier than he intended. "My daughter Emma. She is 7, and she means everything to me." The woman's expression shifted, something unreadable crossing her face. "What time?" 20 minutes ago." Marcus grunted as he pulled the flat tire free. "But I could not just drive past you." "Why not?" It was not a challenge, just genuine curiosity. Marcus paused. "Because my daughter is watching how I live my life, and I want her to see that doing right matters more than being on time." The spare tire was on now, and he was tightening the last lug nut. The woman was quiet for a long moment. "What is your name?" "Marcus Webb." "Thank you, Marcus Webb." She reached for her purse, but he was already standing. "No, ma'am. Just get where you need to go safely." He drove away with mud caked on his knees and his heart hammering because he was now 40 minutes late. The courthouse was chaos when he arrived. His lawyer grabbed his arm immediately. "Where were you? Judge Patterson already called your case, and you were not here." Marcus felt his world tilting. "I helped someone on the road. It does not matter now." His lawyer's face was grim. "We will have to explain to the judge and hope for mercy, but being late to your own custody hearing Marcus." They entered the courtroom, and Marcus froze. Behind the bench sat the woman from the roadside, now in judicial robes, her wet hair pulled back. Judge Patterson. Her eyes met his, and for 3 heartbeats the room felt suspended in silence. "Mr. Webb." Her voice was measured. "You are 43 minutes late to determine the future of your child's welfare. Your Honor, I apologize. I stopped to help a stranded motorist in the rain." She finished for him. "Yes, you mentioned you had a daughter watching how you live your life." The courtroom was utterly quiet. His ex-wife's lawyer half rose, sensing an advantage, but Judge Patterson raised her hand. "I have reviewed this case thoroughly." She shuffled papers, but her eyes stayed on Marcus. "Mr. Webb works 60-hour weeks as a long-haul truck driver, yet his daughter's teachers report she is never late to school, never misses a parent conference or homework, is always complete, and she is thriving emotionally." She looked at his ex-wife. "Ms. Webb remarried last year to a man with means, and now seeks custody, yet for 3 years showed little interest in regular visitation." Judge Patterson leaned forward. "This morning I had a flat tire in the rain, and a man stopped even though he was late to the most important appointment of his life, because he said doing right mattered more than being on time." Her voice softened almost imperceptibly. "That same man is asking me to trust him with his daughter's future, and after seeing his character firsthand, I find that I do." Marcus could barely breathe. "Custody remains with the father." The gavel came down. "This court is adjourned." Outside the courthouse, Marcus stood in the now clearing rain, unable to fully process what had happened. Judge Patterson emerged from a side entrance back in her regular clothes. "Mr. Webb." "Your Honor, I do not know how to thank you." "You already did." She smiled. "You stopped in the rain for a stranger, and you live your values in front of your daughter, And that told me everything I needed to know about what kind of father you are. She handed him a business card. My daughter runs a nonprofit helping single parents with resources, and I think you might benefit from connecting with them. Marcus took the card, his throat tight. Sometimes, Marcus, the universe puts us exactly where we need to be. She walked to her car, then turned back. Take care of that girl. And do not ever stop being a man who pulls over in the rain. That evening, Emma ran to him when he walked through the door. Dad, what happened? Marcus knelt down and pulled her close. We are staying together, sweetheart. I knew we would. She hugged him tighter. You always do the right thing. In that moment, Marcus understood that every choice mattered, every act of kindness. Every time he chose character over convenience. It had all led to this. A single moment on a rainy road that changed everything because he had simply stopped to help. And somewhere across town, Judge Patterson sat at her own kitchen table thinking about the man who was late to his own hearing because integrity mattered more than punctuality. And she smiled knowing that Emma Webb would grow up with exactly the kind of father every child deserved. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, subscribe for more stories about everyday kindness, and comment below about a time someone's simple act of help changed your life.